We are back with yet another breakdown video. For those of you who are unaware of my breakdown videos, I play the video in its entirety. Unless it's a very long video, then I do a stop and go. And then when I finish the video playing out in its entirety, then I go back and dissect what was discussed in said video. So this is not only going to be a full breakdown video, but it's also going to be a Blacarian video. Now, I don't know who the name of this woman is. I really don't give a damn, but you're about to hear some BS spew out of her mouth and his mouth, but mainly her. She is a huge focal point of this video. Listen to what she has to say when it comes to black men when they come across a black man who I believe his vehicle was stalled or he was having some issues on the side of the road and they seemingly wanted to help him.
So we are out in the middle of the desert. We're driving along, and I see a car that's broken down, and there's a black man. Now, there is not a whole lot of black people here in Idaho, right?
Not a lot.
So I'm thinking nobody else is probably going to stop to help this man. So I'm just like, you know what? You know what? We should stop. We should stop and help this man.
No, we shouldn't.
I'm like, what? And she's like, oh.
No,
I'm just like, no one else is going to stop.
not my problem.
And I'm like, come on, we got to help this guy out.
No, we don't.
See,
No. No, the fuck we do not.
So see, I just gotta say, like right now, like she said, we already had too many black people in the car.
Niggas already in this little vicinity. It's too many
She said ninjas.
ninjas.
That was ninjas for anyone that she has a speech impediment. It was
I a little slow.
Anyway, she wouldn't let me stop. She wouldn't let me help the guy.
No. You know how much hotter it would be in this vehicle if we put that black man in here?
And then I just know her because I know she's gonna be like, well, what do we get robbed?
And if we did, I'd blame it all on him because you was the one.
We'd be sitting there and I'd just be looking over like, okay, that was my bad.
Yep, your fault.
I don't know what I just can't deal with these racists. These racists over here.
Racist people out
Racist.
here. Tell me about it. They just rude. Just disrespectful.
Now, what she doesn't know, we're driving back the same way. If he's still there, I'm stopping.
He can try.
I'm stopping.
I'm gonna push the gas pedal.
Okay, so y'all just heard the whole thing right there. This actually was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be much shorter than this, but it is what it is. So now you know how we do with the full breakdown. We go back and we dissect what was said, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get back into it.
So we are out in the middle of the desert. We're driving along, and I see a car that's broken down, and there's a black man. Now, there is not a
Okay, so here it is right here. So like I said in the beginning of the video, they were driving along. They said in the desert. They see it was a car broke down. They said it was a black man's car broken down. Now, look at her face. When she mentioned it was a black man, now the whole time when he's talking up until the point where he mentions that it's a black man, she's like, head down, And then the minute he mentions that she's black, that's when she tips her head up and she makes this face of disgust and disdain. Wear her dry, crunchy ass wig. And look at him. He looks sloppy as hell. He looks like Snorlax, you know, the Pokemon Snorlax. He looks just like that Pokemon.
There are a whole lot of black people here in Idaho, right?
Not a lot.
They in Idaho, so that doesn't surprise me that there's not a lot of black people there. In Idaho, like I've done stories about some, stuff involving black people from Idaho. Isn't that where I believe, was it Iowa or Idaho? It was one of those two states that begin with an I that doesn't have a lot of black people. I know one of them was involved in, it was a special needs black boy who got violated with a hanger by these 3 PC pieces of shit in one of those states. I can't remember if it was Iowa or Idaho. And then the other one was involving the young black man who went missing and, turned up deleted a couple months ago when his PC girlfriend took him there for a quote unquote wedding that was Mormon based. I can't remember. I think that was Idaho too. One of them was Iowa and one was Idaho. But those states are kind of close together, I believe. And they both begin with the letter I, and they're both heavily PC populated.
So I'm thinking nobody else is probably going to stop to help this man. So I'm just like, you know what?
Now, pay attention. The guy's playing along with her. And also, too, in case y'all can't really gauge it, and I caught it when I was looking at and listening, he's not only in this instance guiding this conversation to get her response, because it's like he knows what she's going to say, but he's leading her to say these things without him having to say it. This is what these dub S do with their Sambos. What they cannot say out loud, they will get one of them to do. It's just that in this instance, you have the Sambo sitting right next to him and he's sleeping with her. Instead of them pulling the strings from behind the scenes like they're the quote unquote wizard behind the curtain.
We should stop. We should stop and help this man.
No, we should.
See how he's doing it? He's saying it in a way that he sounds concerned, but he's really not. He knows what she's going to say. He knows how this woman, how this Blackarin feels about black men. So how ironic that this happens. This is like the perfect setup. How ironic that they're driving along the road and the car that breaks down, the person who owns the car is a black man. And then when they get to where they need to go because they're parked, they decide to pull out the camera and post this on TikTok, because it is on TikTok and you can see it right here. And that's probably his name. And it has to be because it says Jimbo, Idaho. And it says they're in Idaho. So 9 times out of 10, this is his TikTok. This is not someone that posted it, that got this downloaded and then re-uploaded it on their TikTok to say that, make this go viral. But what are the odds that he pulls out his camera, goes on TikTok and posts this so he can not only, find entertainment and laughter in this? Because notice, like, if you in the original playback, he's laughing first before she starts to laugh. He finds this entertaining. So black men, it's in this car, there's no one on your side. Definitely not her, and neither is he. But then again, if you're smart enough, you can pretty much gauge that. Like, you have 2 anti-black men POSs in this car, in this video right now.
I'm like, what? And she's like,
Oh.
And I don't know why he's acting so shocked by what she's saying, as if he doesn't know that's what she's like. That's probably all the more reason he's with her right now, because it's probably a kink or a fetish to him and turn on that this woman doesn't like black men.
I was like, no one else is going to stop.
Not my problem.
And I'm like, come on, we got to help this guy out.
No, we don't.
She said, not my problem. No, we don't. You know what's so crazy? Dominique Clayton had that same mindset. And she has been all but an afterthought since she got removed from this plane of existence a couple years ago. Who talks about her anymore? I'm probably one of the few people that will bring her up when it has to be brought up, like right now. If she ends up like Dominique Clayton, she will be all but an afterthought too, because I don't even know this chick's name, and maybe for good reason. Look at his teeth. Every stereotype that a bad wench such as her or a Blackarin such as her will have for black men, this guy fills all of those stereotypes. He looks like a bum. He's overweight. He has messed up teeth. He looks corny as hell. But everything that she wants with him, she will shun a black man for being, if he even has one of those. Because, like I talked about with Fatlock, she pedestalizes PC people, in this case PC men, so they can look like Jason Voorhees when he takes off the mask. And she will still like it because Jason Voorhees, as hideous as he is still a PC man.
So see, I just gotta say, like right now, like she said, we already had too many black people in the car.
Look at that. Already too many niggas in this vicinity. She's using every dub S talking point that she possibly can right now. And he is enjoying it. He's enjoying it. He may not try to show it on this camera, but he's enjoying it. Or maybe he's testing her to see how far she'll go. Because let me tell you, this is some extremely off-code behavior. Now, let's flip the script and say it was her position. Do you think he would actually get online in the video and say the exact same thing that she was saying, but flip it in reverse and it was about PC women? I doubt it.
In this little vicinity. It's too many.
She said ninjas.
Ninjas.
That was ninjas for anyone that...
She did not say no damn ninjas. We all heard her say niggas, and she probably said it with the hard R.
She has a speech impediment. It was
I a little slow.
She ain't got no damn speech impediment, but she is slow. I a little slow. Now she sound like a damn slave. I is slow. They probably do slave play when they are engaging in swamp things, because I don't think what they do is human. They probably engage in wilderness activities, probably out in the wild.
Anyway, she wouldn't let me stop. She wouldn't let me help the guy.
No. You know how much hotter it would be in this vehicle if we put that black man in here?
Listen to that. Now, another stereotype of black people drawing a lot of heat to each other. It's only one other black person in the vehicle. And the thing is, he takes up most of the vehicle. Now, if you look at it, he looks like he's sweating. It looks like, to me, he's the one consuming most of the heat. Basically, she also gives off the vibes that she has to be the only black person in the room, the only Negro in the room. That's another trait that these Sambos and Sambettes, these bed buckins and these Blacarans have. They have to feel like they're the only person in the room that looks like them. The minute that they feel someone else is there, or they see someone else is there, they feel like their existence becomes threatened.
And then I just know her because I know she's gonna be like, well, what do we get robbed?
She says, what if we get robbed? So she's using that other stereotype that black men are robbers. Like I said, she pulled out every stereotype that she possibly could in this video. And he's finding it hilarious. Like, listen to how he's laughing. He's finding it goddamn hilarious and funny. And it's really not. But if you look under the stats of who does and commits the most robberies, the one that's laughing fits into that mold. But, you know, you couldn't tell her that.
Mm-hmm. And if we did, I'd blame it all on him. Because you was the one.
We'd be sitting there and I'd just be looking over like,
So she said that if they got robbed, she would blame it on him. Because he was the one that stopped to pull him over to pick this person up. But how do they know that this person was going to rob them? Just because they're black. Like I said, she pulled out every stereotype that she could when it came to black men. I would have been inclined to ask her, who does she listen to on YouTube? What divestment channel does she watch?
okay, that was my bad.
Yep, your fault.
I don't watch. I just can't deal with these racists. These racists over here.
Racist people out
Racist.
here.
Hold up, bitch. Don't point outside. He actually got it right when he pointed at you. I didn't even mean to say that word out of my mouth, but it got to that point. He was pointing at her. Don't point outside. Like I said, you don't have to be dub S. I mean, you don't have to be PC to be a dub S. And she is literally the embodiment of a whole Karen at this point. She is almost gone beyond the levels of Blood Karen, because at least Blood Karen still has a level of blackness to her. It's just that she has Karen ways. But this chick right here looks like she's headed straight for the Karen zone. And she's trying hard as hell in order to do it. With her crunchy ass wig, look like she got that thing at the bargain bin from Wig World.
Tell me about it. They just rude.
Speak for yourself.
Now, what she doesn't know, we're driving back the same way. If he's still there, I'm stopping.
He can try.
I'm stopping.
I'm going to push the gas pedal.
Wow. Y'all, it is some weirdos out here. I will give you that. It is some weirdos living amongst us. And it is some self-hate just flourishing throughout. All I'm going to say is this. The Idahoans, or whatever you call them, they can have her. He has her already. I don't care if he consumes her. it is what it is. If they find out that she has gone missing, and you got the family online trying to say, oh, we need help find, nope, because we're going to look right back to this video. We can have her community, because as far as I'm concerned, this guy is in her community. She belongs to PC right now. That is who she belongs with. That's who she gravitates towards. We don't claim her. She is theirs. If something happens to her, they can lead the search party if they even choose to do so. She belongs to them Idahoan streets. So I had to actually insert something into this particular Blacarian video that had to be separate a little bit from the one that I just did, because I just came across it. And shout out to Seiji Hito, because I found it out on his page, but he got it from Water Sniper on his YouTube channel. So shout out to him as well. So I found out some interesting things when it comes to this person. It turns out she is from DC. That's so close to me, as many of you probably already know. In case you don't know, it is. And look at this caption it says right here. Imagine living in DC and being teased your whole life by other black people for being too dark, then moving to Idaho to find out you are beautiful. That's what is up on her page. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this out. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing like I did before. I'm going to see if I can grab from memory what it is that she's exactly saying when it comes to this right here.
Our last video was getting a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Because I told people that Idaho isn't as racist as people think it is. I'm not saying it's not racist. I said it isn't as racist as people think it is.
It's not as racist as people think it is, but there's racism everywhere. Keep going.
But you saw a lot of hate. You said a lot of racism when you lived in D.C. Mm-hmm. And you got your racism not from white people, but by other black people gave you racism.
Yes, they did.
So,
teased relentlessly. For being darker skinned. When I was younger, I had longer hair, so I had long hair. I must think I'm better than someone else, and I'm not. But, like, that's what they thought. That's what they would say and get mad about.
And then you came out here, and all these white guys are like, girl, you fine. You fine.
Yep. And that's been my pick of the cherry ever since.
Okay, and that's the end of it right there. First off, let me just point out the obvious. I'm going to need her to moisturize or find some kind of skin regimen, because her skin is very dry. You can look at her face and see how dry her skin is. Like, look at all of those bumps right there on her face. That's from dry skin. She's very, but you know, I guess you can say her life force is being sucked out of her, and that's what's going on, I guess. So basically what you're hearing here is that she is claiming that when she was younger, she was teased by other black people, you know, because she was dark skinned. Her natural hair was very long and she got teased because of her natural hair. But she's conflating that with black people being racist towards her. That's not racism. You stupid, goofy, idiotic, Idahoan for the streets ass heifer. That is not racism. That's just being teased. I think for the most part, everybody has gone through a phase of being teased in the black community for something or another. Even those who were the best looking, whether boy or girl, man or woman, have gotten teased for something. There's always a flaw there. But to say that she experienced racism from black people, that's BS. And it's interesting how she goes out to Idaho, one of the most lily white places in America. And then all of a sudden she feels like she's in a safe space. She's in a haven. And by the way, this woman is married to this man. I didn't know that they were married, but they are indeed married. That is her. I'm guessing that's her. I don't know if that's her wedding ring on her finger. I don't think it is, because, well, I don't know how the camera is set. I don't know if it's from one angle or another, but I believe she's married to this man. So, you know, it is what it is. But she conflated being bullied by black people to racism. Now, I grew up in an area not far from DC. And let me just tell you right now, I have been teased. I can tell you I've been bullied, but never once would I ever say that black people or other black kids, I should say at that time, were being racist towards me for whatever it is I was being teased or bullied over. Like, that would never even think to enter my mind. she's just using this as a cover up just so she can get closer to the proximity of PC people. And she's throwing this whole trope that black people are more racist to each other than PC people could ever be to them. That's all she's really saying here. And that it holds no weight whatsoever. Just say you want to be around PC people and let that be that. And also, you heard in the video, her partner, her spouse, is literally telling her, like, when you came out to Idaho, where it's a lot of people who look like me, I'm just paraphrasing, where there's a lot of people that look like me, they thought you was fine and thought you was beautiful. She was like, yep. And almost saying that in a tone that she wishes she could have gotten out there or anywhere, like, for that matter, that was like Idaho a whole lot faster. So she is holding on to pain or trauma in her eyes from when she was a kid and being teased by other black people, and then just out of the blue, just saying that because she was teased by black people, which I'm sure that I'm not even going to lie, she probably did some teasing herself, but they aren't going around trying to leave the area and go to the most cloud colored place or populace to get away from themselves and then claim that black people are being racist towards them. That's a cop out. If you just wanted to go around and be around PC people proximity wise, just say that. That's what you wanted to do. You just couldn't wait to get away from the Negroes, and that's what you wanted to go do. And when he said that the people out there said that she was fine and she was beautiful, of course they would say that because in Idaho, she's an anomaly. It's not a lot of black people living out in Idaho. And that's why I said in the earlier part, I wouldn't be surprised if they do slave play. And something tells me if she didn't get with the man that she's with now, she would probably have some kind of ghetto gagger fantasy going on out there in Idaho. This is probably what she's always wanted, but she wants to use and put black people out there as the reasoning as to why she's doing what she's doing. It's not black people's fault for why she's doing what she's doing. She decided to do what it is that she's doing all on her own. But to put and project that onto black people is crap. That is a bunch of BS. And it's crazy because a lot of people who have that mindset, such as her, do the same and operate in the same way. Like I said, I just hope she doesn't end up like another Dominique Clayton. And if she does, oh well, that is on her. Now it makes me wonder, what does her family think about this? What does her father think about this? She probably will say that she doesn't care what they think. She probably doesn't even have a relationship with them. She's probably so estranged from them. I think about it. This woman went from DC to Idaho. You can tell she probably does not have any type of connection with her family anymore. I'll be shocked if she actually does. And something Seiji pointed out in his video when she was talking about the dark skin and the hair, that does sound like something that black girls probably have come at her about when she was younger. She just didn't say it. So in the first video, she was anti-black man. In this video, she sounds anti-black female and anti-black people as a whole. So they can, like I said, she belongs to them. As far as I'm concerned, she's not with us anymore. It is what it is. So I'll just leave it right there. That's going to end the video right here. Y'all tell me what you think down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell twice to be notified. If the bell does not work, I upload my videos Premiere style, which means you can click the notification on the thumbnail and receive the notifications that way. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.